Ladies and gentlemen, today we are taking a look at literally my favorite piece I own. That's right, out of everything I have around me, all of the clothes, all of the shoes, everything you have seen on this channel for the past 4 years, however long it's been, these are the single best thing I have, and I am so excited to be making this video. So welcome back to Low Luxury Archive, where we are diving deep into the archives of Demna Vesalia's Balenciaga. No small feat these days. It's hard to be a Balenciaga fan, okay? But we persevere, and today finally, I've been waiting for this a long time. I've been admiring these in my closet for literal years, waiting to make this video because I just love them so much. I did not want to let that slip away, that feeling, this feeling that we're experiencing right now. Because these are the Balenciaga Spiked Derby Shoes. Whoo, baby. Okay, where to start? I don't know, there's nowhere to start. How do you intro these beauties? Oh my God. We're gonna take a close-up look at the detail of these, but first we'll see where they came from, put them in context, and finally we'll try them on. I'll tell you how they feel, how they fit, all that good stuff, but we'll also use the original runway look for inspiration for our fit. So, my friends, welcome to the single greatest piece I own. Let's go. All right, ladies and germs, here we are on the Vogue runway page for Balenciaga, but the thing is, you are not gonna find the spike shoes anywhere on this page because for some reason, Vogue does not have a single solitary menswear collection, and that is pre-fall 2018. For that, we have to go to Hypebeast of all places, is like the only place that has this lookbook. I don't understand, I don't get it. We've actually looked at quite a few pieces from this collection, and it's really weird to me that the other sites don't have it listed. So it's kind of like, I've called it Demna's Lost Collection because it just kind of is off the radar. It's not listed in these archival places. I have to go to Hypebeast. Anyway, we have looked at these braided derby shoes a long time ago on the channel. We've looked at these double shirt pieces, just a different iteration of it. You can see already Demna was playing with that big bulky shoe that he went on to do with like the Trooper and the Rhino, all of these things if you're familiar with any of those. But I think today's shoes are actually my favorite of the entire bunch. So this is the double shirt that we have looked at. This is the colorway of the braided derbies that we've looked at. But let's find our spiked shoes. There's also just a really interesting collection for Demna, like the reflective stuff. This parka is amazing. These pants I've like literally never seen anywhere in my life. They almost don't look like Balenciaga, but they fit surprisingly well. I really like this collection. Super underappreciated, and I think holds a lot of keys to the rest of Demna's archive throughout the rest of his time at Balenciaga. So that's why it's so weird to me that it's just kind of fallen off the map. You get some pretty iconic windbreakers, things like that. The Triple S was still around. This fanny pack that's been everywhere. Everyone's worn that. And if you didn't know these spike shoes were in this collection, you might actually miss them. It took a long time for me to notice them. They kind of actually hide a little bit in there. But here's our boy. Okay, so what do we got? Big chunky necklace, checkered shirt underneath, like checkered dress shirt, big camo jacket, newspaper sleeve shirt, like houndstooth check wool pants, and then the spike shoes. Oh my God, dude. Oh, they're so good. And this look is insane. How am I going to pull that off? What do you expect me to do, Demna? How do I imitate that? Are there any others that are wearing it? He's wearing it. That's just as weird. That's pretty much the same look. What do we do? What are we going to do? Everyone wearing these is in something like this. All right, we're going to have to go nutty, but we've got some other stuff to do first. Stick around. All right, now that we know where these miraculous shoes, I love you. Now that we know where they came from, we've got to look at the details. Let's just start with the main stuff. I can't hold myself back. The spikes. That is the core element of these, right? So as you can see, they're like outward facing, and they go in two places. Of course, they go along the front here, all the way down to the end of the toe box, but then you also get them at the back of the heel in a kind of like dinosaur-esque kind of way. Like, I think it completely changes the look of the shoe if these weren't there. You know what I mean? Super crucial addition here. And as you can see, the spikes actually go up the tongue and underneath the lace closure. Another really, really specific choice and an important choice, because again, let's do this. Let's take these out. Completely different silhouette if you end the spikes at the lace closure. So here was my first question when I picked these up. I was like, how are they in there? Like, am I gonna feel the inside of the spikes as I'm wearing them? So to answer this question, we gotta look to the inside of the shoes. Probably the back is the easiest place to look, and these, it's actually reinforced there. You get this extra strip of leather, and that's really important here. Because what that allows for is for the end, basically the way spikes like this work is it's two pieces. It's like a screw and a nut, right? So this end goes in, and then on the other, they're screwing in this little piece or hammering it in to this piece of leather. But when you've got it layered like this, then you can have that happening underneath, basically this layer here, right? And then the inner layer is completely chill and blank, and you don't feel them at all. Like, you cannot tell at all that there are backings to these spikes here. And by the way, while we're here, that heel counter, the inside of that is suede, just the other side of the leather here, which is a great choice. And probably the easiest place to tell what they're doing with these spikes is actually the inside of the tongue, because that is the thinnest piece on the whole shoe. And you can see they don't have an extra layer of the leather there. So right here, it's 3 layers, right? There's this outer layer, then there's one more, and then there's the heel counter. The tongue, it's just 2 layers. So this right here, the spike, the kind of holder for the spike, is just right in between those 2 layers. And on the tongue, you can actually tell there's kind of like a little stripe that goes up them, that goes in a little bit more, but it's really nice and padded with that extra layer of leather so that you don't even feel it, honestly. The spikes, too, they're nice and sizable, real metal, of course. That would be super disappointing if they weren't. And they're rounded off just enough that you're not going to kill yourself or anybody else. Aside from that, it's actually a very simple and restrained derby shoe. It has the exact same shape, I would say, as the derbies that they made that had the Balenciaga like LEDs inside them right along here. It is a patent leather construction, but not that like super hyper glossy patent leather. It's a bit softer than that, a bit less treated, and I think that will make them hold up much better. You get a double stitch going across the toe box, incredibly clean both on the stitching and the cut of the leather here. It is a derby shoe, so you have this kind of like extra piece for the lace closure that's sewn in, waxed black laces, ends of those just kind of wrapped like you would expect. You've got some nice detailing going along here. So this is one panel, right? And then this panel sits on top of it here and curves around. And the inside of the shoe is much the same. The sole is stacked leather. You can see each layer there. And it does have a little bit of a heel, which just, you know, that little extra oomph is always nice. And then the bottom of this is just really clean. So at the heel, you've got some grip at the back. Then you've got 3 nails on each side, the sticker that'll fall off eventually, a light curve to the inside of the heel. And then the footbed, you've got this scalloping going all the way around, really just like classic detailing here. And then right in the middle, you've got Balenciaga, made in Italy, and a size, 43. We'll definitely talk about sizing in a little bit here. Now let's take a look at the inside of the shoe. So one element I really like about this is it actually has a little star there. That's something that you don't see often. You just see it every little once in a while in Balenciaga shoes. They may have just done it for this very short period. And then the logo, of course, pressed in there. It's a nice puffy insole, really a lot more bounce than you'd expect, a lot more than most dress shoes that I've owned and worn. And as you can see, that is actually stitched down, so you can't pull that insole out. There's no print or anything inside the tongue. See, there's nothing there, so it can't even focus. But you do get stuff on the side of the shoe printed in there. And right there, what we've got in gold is a model number and a size matching again, 43. And man, for such a sick pair of shoes, that's really all there is to it. All right, now that you've seen all of these nutty details, I can't get over it. Now that you've seen all that, we gotta finally put them on. But I'm not just gonna put them on, we gotta put together a fit, and that fit will be based on that original runway look. So let's see what kind of fit we're putting together here. Man, that is a weird runway look. I don't know exactly what to do about this. I don't have pieces that slot in exactly 1-to-1, so I've just got to take some general inspiration in like colors and fit and things like that. But I think I have an interesting idea here. We'll see how it plays out. So of course, our base is our shoes. That's where we're starting from. And moving upwards from there, he's actually got like a surprisingly slim pair of like gray check trousers. I don't have an exact one for that. So instead, we're going to do a pair of gray Enfant Riche de Prime jeans that have a kind of similar fit, but a bit more streetwear, a bit more distressed. Then you can see at his neck and arms, he is wearing a button-down shirt. So for that one, we're going to use this nice kind of, it's like a red, multicolored check plaid shirt from Eton of Sweden, Eton. I don't even know how to say it. Anyway, moving on to the jacket. This is the one that's just such a unique jacket. I don't have anything with that shape and fit. So instead, I'm just going to stick to that like kind of a round, oversized look. And we're going to do this incredible zip-up hoodie with these all over like glass stars by Faith Connection. And then finally, you can see he is wearing kind of, I think, like a somewhat chunky necklace. I'm more of a silver than a gold person color-wise, so we're going to use this Random Identities, like Cuban necklace right here. And I think that's going to be it. Let's see how it goes. All right, so, wow, what a weird look. And this is like why I added this section to this series of videos. The inspiration from the runway look is because it always shows me things that I never would have thought to put together. Like, I probably would have done maybe like an all-black, sleek, tailored look with these shoes. Like, I have a black Balenciaga suit. I probably would have used something like that, but going kind of streetwear with it, with this big, oversized silhouette, but also a button-down shirt underneath. Like, there's a lot going on, and I think I'm down. I like being a bit extra, I like doing a lot, so why not? All right, but let's talk about these shoes specifically, and let's start by talking about the fit. So these are tagged a European 43, which usually translates to a US men's 10, and in this case, I would say they are pretty close to true to size. A lot of the Balenciaga kind of formal shoes that I've worn fit oversized, like thinking about the steroid derbies, things like that, but these are pretty close, so I would say stick to your normal size here. And how about the feel? Well, here's the thing, these are a patent leather, even if they're not like the glossiest patent leather. And that means it is pretty stiff because it's got that like artificial plastic coating on top of the leather. So they're gonna take some breaking in. You're also not gonna be wanting to slip these on and off. You're gonna wanna lace and unlace them when you do that. So that adds a little extra time, but these are a formal shoe. They make you feel special when you wear them, so a little extra effort is warranted, I think. But we already saw it. It's a very simple shoe silhouette, fairly simple classic construction. The spikes are the story here, right? That's what matters. And as far as looks go, I could not be more happy with like any pair of shoes. These are my favorite, hands down. So why are they worth archiving? Do I even need to ask that? First of all, it's just an iconic look. I love it so much. But also, I love that it's a really, really cool pair of shoes from this kind of forgotten Balenciaga collection that's not even on the Vogue runway page. Like, that's where people go for their fashion collection history, and it not being there makes it kind of interesting to me. Like, I love that I have this pair of shoes that most people do not even know exist, even big Balenciaga fans. All right, so that's it. It's done. You have now seen my single favorite belonging. Sweet Lord, I'll never get over it. I'll never get over it. Thank you so much for watching. Take a look at the other video on screen here, subscribe to my channel, like this video, and I'll see you next time.